When you come to have a photography session with RDionefoto, I want people to understand that they're going to be working with a professional that provides a professional experience, professional session, a professional product. It's not just coming to take pictures. You are getting something that's going to last a lifetime.
Yeah, but I just brought some options. I don't have to wear these glasses.
I want them to walk into my home studio and feel that they are in a safe place where they can be as beautiful as they want to be. They can be as sexy as they want to be. They can be as sensual. They can be as whatever feeling they want to portray in the portraits. I want them to feel like this is a safe space. I feel like I give my clients something different. I feel like I give them a piece of their soul, a piece of who they are. A lot of times I see women see themselves for the first time as the beautiful person that they are, or providing that daughter with a portrait of her mother that she can pass down to her grandchildren. When you're able to touch and feel your portrait, to hang it on the wall or to tuck it away in some place safe and special just for you, and pull it out whenever you want to. It's different than just providing someone pictures on a disc. I'm providing you memories and treasures that you and your family members will love for forever.
All right. Now, with such a very beautiful intro of
Thank
your
you.
craft and skill and talent, we're really going to get into some good things. My name is Samori Swaggart, and I'm here with the lovely Rhonisha Franklin, and we're doing Bar Talk on the Doc Swagg Show. Yeah, go ahead, give yourself a little. Hey. Yeah. Right. So it's Saturday, 8 p.m. White House time, and we're in the nation's capital.
Yep.
65 degrees, very warm for December weather.
Beautiful.
You know, yeah, people outside doing yoga, walking the dog, playing frisbee.
I wish I had a shoot schedule.
Exactly. No, seriously. Also, some good sangria weather. So, what we're going to do is, during Bar Talk with the Doc Swagg Show, what we try to do is showcase and highlight and promote a lot of good African American talent and businesses that are coming forth that people may not necessarily know, but people will get to know. I thought that you are, well, I think that you are, and know that you are a very talented young lady with a very, very good skill. I've actually had the opportunity to do a photo shoot with you. And so today we're going to be talking about the power, the significance, and the importance of photography. So to get started real quick, let everybody know who you are.
Okay. My name's Rhonisha Franklin, born and raised in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Transplant to the DC area in '99, where I went to Howard University.
HU.
HU in the house.
HU.
I graduated from undergrad in '04 and then went back to Howard and graduated in 2010 with my MBA. I am a corporate America person, or kind of in the between, trying to do my transition exactly. But just just a girl from Kalamazoo, trying to live the dream and do her thing. So
from Kalamazoo, trying to make it do what it do.
From the zoo.
Well, we're gonna go through these questions so that everybody gets to know you. By the way, we're at www.listenvisionlive.com, broadcasting in 50 states and across the globe. So, tell people what's the name of your company and your business and what you do.
Yeah. So, my photography business is RDionefoto. R being my first name, Rhonisha. Dion is my middle name, Dione. And photo is spelled with an F for Franklin, Foto. So, RDF are the same initials that my father has, so I'm kind of like his namesake. His name is Ronald. I'm Rhonisha, so there we go.
All right. So your dad's
it was
little
the
girl.
80s, that whole Isha thing. I'm a product of it, so.
Okay. Where can people find, where can they go online and find you?
They can find me online at www.RDionefoto.com. You can find me on Instagram at RDion, on Twitter at Miss RDion, and on Facebook at RDionefoto.
Okay. And just to be clear, the photo, the way she spells it, is with an F-O-T-O. So the website is www.RDionefoto.com.
Yep.
All right. Very good. So her talent, her skill, her craft will knock your socks off. And if you've never had your socks knocked off, go to Target and get you a nice pair of tube socks and put them on so she can knock them off.
Thank you.
So let's get into some of these questions.
Okay.
What and when did you get interested and serious about photography?
So I grew up in a household where pictures are just all over the place. Every year we'd go and get a family portrait. You walk into my home to this day, there's all of our portraits from me when I was the only one, and then I have two sisters now, all the way until the last portrait that we did that I actually photographed. So
I saw something on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. Photos or photography has been a part of my life in one way, shape, or form. With seeing it and understanding how it can chronicle a family's life over years, to even my dad being he was more so a videographer, wedding videographer, but he did take pictures as well. So I just remember him with his camera, always, getting it in focus and taking the time just to get it just right and snap that pic. And then also him coming home from weddings and doing the editing and, providing it to his clients and everything. So I remember seeing that process, but it wasn't until 2007 where I was looking for a ministry to join at the church that I attended at the time. And I was looking around and just trying to figure out, where do I fit in this huge place? And there was this woman that I saw all the time, just either on the floor right up front or in the balcony or just around the corner, but she always had her camera, and I said, that's what I want to do. Like, I feel like she has the perfect view to capture those moments that everyone doesn't see, but she gets to see them and then present them to everyone. So I went up to her and introduced myself, then quickly joined the ministry, and that's when I got my first DSLR camera. I started shooting on a Nikon D40, and went from there. 2010 was when I actually, started to transition into a more professional realm with photography.
Okay. So it seems like photography has kind of been in your genetics and through, I guess, church, you would say, right? Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
It also shows the importance of a father and, what he can, impart on his child. So that's very interesting.
Family in general. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So you touched on something. And it kind of brings out one thing that I think about that's important about photography is the fact that photography, the art and skill of photography, is that it preserves, it's like a curator of time, imagery. Photography, it freeze frames society. You can see culture, you can see dress, lifestyle. You get to see the before and after. It chronicles emotions. Like if you look at the Emmett Till's mother when she was crying, you can captivate raw emotion. You can see Emmett Till, like, you can't deny that. So that's, it's very interesting, but it's a different genre. It's like, photojournalism. What is your particular genre that you I know you said it's like contemporary portraiture.
Yes. Contemporary portraiture is my space right now. This is where I have absolutely fallen in love with photography and where I thrive. It is where I get my energy from. So if I haven't had a good day, or if I wake up, and it's just kind of like humdrum, but I have a shoot that I'm preparing for, even my assistant slash sister.
Okay.
My
No,
baby
no,
sister.
she's cool.
Yeah. So even my assistant will tell me, she whispers in my ear, she's like, you came alive, or I see you're in your flow, or yes, this is the turnaround that you needed today, or something. But it's like, you see it in your client's eyes, and to be able to see that through the lens and capture it is definitely an emotional experience for me. So I think that contemporary portraiture, similar to journalistic photography, still tells a story, you know, and it tells it through an expression that the photographer has to pull out of its client, whereas photojournalism is more, the photographer is capturing what is happening in that space and time. Both are great skills to have, but I think with contemporary portraiture there is a different type of skill that photographer needs in order to pull it out of their client, because it's not being freely given.
And I can attest to that. I'll say that I had actually put down words that when I had your photo shoot for my album cover and a lot of my promotions, I reflected on the whole photo shoot. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's and who's this lovely lady?
Oh,
and these are
Yep, those are my images. So the first image that popped up, I don't know if we could probably, yes, that's my mother.
okay.
And yeah,
Pretty lady.
so she is hot like fire. No, she is absolutely the most beautiful woman that I know. And I still get emotional like looking at this image, because she thanks me for taking that picture of her, taking the picture.
Okay.
But I thank her for giving me that gift of her existing in that photograph for me, and my children and their children to come, which I don't think that everybody really sees a lot or understands. That when you say, oh, just get the kids picture done, or I need to lose 10 pounds, or, you know, I'm going to do it then. There's a whole period of time that you're not existing for the people that love you in a photograph.
Right.
So, yeah, that's definitely a gift. So, yep, these are some of my images that we're scrolling through.
You know, I would say that when I had my shoot with you, when you were there, you know, you're telling me the different positions I should be in, lighting and everything. I said that you were surgical, methodical, meticulous, and artistic.
Thank you.
Those were, I walked away feeling like I really had the best work done for me, and I got the bang for my buck.
Good.
So I want to thank you for that.
Good.
Let me ask you this question. What is your ultimate goal in photography, and where do you see yourself in about 5 to 10 years?
Ultimate goal. So I want to be a true master of my craft.
Okay.
So I, on the other hand, also believe that you're constantly learning. There can never be a point in time that I feel that you should say, oh, I've learned it all. This is it. I'm not, I am at the pinnacle of everything photography. But I do want to get to a point where I am continuously on that master level. I want to be able to teach other photographers, so on a larger scale. I want to, there's some things actually in the works now related to a foundation of sorts, but I'm not going to share all of the details.
You don't have to divulge,
for that,
it's fine.
But so there's a lot of things that I want within photography. I am currently in my home studio that I love. So I have a condo, and I just revamped it into a studio. When I got really serious and I said, this is what I want to do, it's now basically my entire studio is within my home there. So I want to be able to take that on a larger scale one day. I don't think that it is completely necessary at this point in time, but maybe one day when I'm having, a little bit more broader reach and scope, I'll have a larger studio. But I think the most important thing for me is to be a master of my craft and be able to share that gift with other aspiring photographers.
Okay. So you just tapped into a question that I want to ask you.
Okay.
And I want you to lock in while I make sure I wind up the pitch correctly for you.
Okay.
We're in some very serious times in society. Economically, we're seeing that when we look at Black wealth, Black economics, and we compare that to greater America and globally, African Americans are not necessarily meeting the bar. Many people are taking jobs that they don't like doing, but it pays the bills. People are on this perpetual hamster wheel rat race, per se, working 9 to 5s or whatever part-time shifts they can get just to pay the bills. You, however, have found a way to convert your passion and talent into something that generates revenue and profits for you. You have an income stream doing something that you love. Not many people get to do that. Now, there are a lot of people that probably have dreams and goals and ambitions that they want to pursue themselves, but oftentimes a little bit of fear, trepidation, apprehension, sometimes negative talk from friends, people will kind of scurry away from that. Tell people that may have dreams for themselves that may be a little fearful, what was your transitioning process from the 9 to 5, day in, day out, to running your own business like a boss?
like a boss. So it was really a matter of me getting pushed into it.
Okay.
So I was a part of a mass layoff from a corporation back in 2014.
Okay.
Now I was doing a job that I really honestly didn't fully believe in. So it wasn't necessarily like a devastation for me. It was actually, when I got off the call, I felt like this load had been
liberated.
Yes, absolutely lifted off of my shoulders. I was excited about life. I had no idea what it was going to hold, but all I knew was that this was the opportunity that was given to me and I needed to do something with it.
Right.
So I would say, within the first couple of months of that time, I really just did some internal searching and conversations with myself on where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do and what really made me happy.
That's key.
And being comfortable with the idea that it didn't fit into this box that I had lived in and had aspired to all of my life. So there was something I tell my sister all the time. I've always known that I am a creative in a business world. So I love the arts. I love all types of, creative expressions. So music, painting, sculpture, photography. I thrive in that space. But then again, I also am very good at the business side of things. So that within itself is a skill that I wanted to hone in on. So really taking the time to say, hey, if this is what I want to do, I have to do it in a way that is up here and not down here. So I need to treat it how I want other people to treat it. So I need to create my brand.
Okay.
I need to invest in yourself.
Yes.
Invest in your business.
Talk about that a little bit.
Investing in your business.
Yeah.
So don't try to cut corners all the time.
All right.
So if you want to have a logo done, but and you know someone who does, who's good at graphic design and stuff like that, but they may not be the person that is right for you, but because they'll do it for $20, you'll go and get it done.
Right.
You need to find the people that are going to produce the product that you want, and you have to be willing to pay for it.
Right.
So if you want someone to invest in the product that you are providing for them, then there's an investment that you need to take on your end as well. So just creating a professional product and acting in a way that is professional, being attentive to service, education. So there was a lot of education that went on during that time. So I took a class in 2010 and got all of my basics, really kind of started to understand photography, like, okay, what is aperture? What is shutter speed?
Right.
What is, how do you work in different lighting situations?
Right.
All of that stuff. But there's a moment in time that you have to take it to the next level as well. So are you going to stay within, that elementary understanding of your craft, or are you going to go and take it to the next level to kind of understand a little bit more? And that within itself requires an investment. So,
also, as you talk about investment, now, I'm no fool. Photography equipment is expensive.
Yes, it is.
What if I'm not digging too personal, and if I'm getting too personal into finances, I'll definitely back away. How did you go about financing like that equipment? Did you ask family and friends for like loans or money, or was this money you had saved up? Did you work different jobs to or was it a combination?
Yeah, so my father raised his girls to be pretty independent.
Okay.
So if we rarely ask for for money from family, but I mean we do on occasion, and it's not a problem. But it's more so, how are you going to get it done?
Gotcha.
This is something you want to do, so you make it happen. And so with that mindset, when you're financing your dream, it's a matter of figuring out a way to, for photography, for me specifically, if this is a lens that I want and need in my equipment set, right? Then how many shoots do I need to do in order to get that lens, right? So I back into it that way.
Gotcha.
So it's really just financing as you go. I didn't take out a loan.
Okay.
My business is not in debt.
Awesome.
And so, and if I do need to take out some sort of loan, I know from the beginning how many shoots is going to cover that. So the whole goal is not to have any, long-standing debt for my business at all. So it's fully financed. Yeah.
Very
through
good.
the business.
Very good. I'm gonna put a pin in that real quick because
Okay.
some people are busy. Some people they want to come and see the interview, so they come in at different times. One more time, what is your website? How can people reach you if they want to get some contemporary portraiture?
Absolutely. My website is www.RDionefoto, photo with an F, FOTO.com.
Okay. And spelled out all the way, www.RDionefoto.com. All right. I love it. All right. So now, as we were talking about getting capital so that you can purchase, your equipment and everything, tell me a little bit about how you built your clientele. A business generates revenue from customers. People have the money.
Right.
So how did you build your clientele, and how do you continue to build your clientele?
So originally it started out with really my inner circle of people. So back in 2010, there were a group of women that I am associated with that said, hey, this is what you're doing now. I'm going to support you in that. And they are still clients to this day. They are my clients. Like, they on Facebook I am their photographer. So
All right, good. Customer loyalty.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew me back in the starting phases. And so with that, I was able to build a portfolio. I was, I'm a part of different organizations that have supported me through that as well, where I will be their event photographer, and then I'll have other women through that organization who will come to me for different things. So staying connected, networking, which is huge.
Yes.
You can't just sit in your silo and think that clients are going to come knocking on your door. You have to get out there, talk about your business. But and then there's styled shoots that I would do, maybe a shoot for trade. There's nothing's for free. So
no, definitely.
So there's some type of trade that is usually done if it's a certain styled shoot. In 2014, when RDionefoto really started to take off, I did have my core clients. They came in and they sat for me because I was starting a new style of photography. It was the first time that I was shooting in my home studio, and so we did a trade there, and they were the portfolio that I used, and from there I've grown leaps and bounds just based off of those few images. So it's really about working with what the resources that you have available to you.
I hope everybody pay attention, because that was some key stuff that you dropped. Oftentimes, things like that go over people's head, like carry-on luggage. But she said she utilized its patents. No, joking. But using your friends and close colleagues and maintaining that loyalty and consistently having engagements and interactions with them, it's key. And, everybody has friends, so the more that you engage them and you treat them right, you're also spreading your brand. Now, I want to jump into something else.
Go
ahead, please.
I also want to say that you treat them not just as your friend, though. You treat them as your client, that this is some person that you don't know. So you're giving that same level of service that you would to somebody who's brand new to your studio, because they're the ones that are going to spread the word and talk about it and everything. So you want to be able to give them the same courtesy of the same type of product. So. And
honestly, and that's what I felt too. Like when I did my photo shoot with you, it definitely felt tailored to me, customized. It felt streamlined towards what I was looking for. You asked me questions about what I was looking for, offered alternative opinions, and that was good, because oftentimes people, they may, in their mind, they may have a certain vision, but they don't know how to verbalize the idea. But you were able to kind of, extract that and then put your creative spin on it. So that's a good thing. Let me ask you this question. No, I don't want to do that one. I want to do a different one. So people are motivated by different things in life. Some people it's money. Some people it's just major success. Some people want to make history. Are there any iconic or historical photographers that may have had an impact on your development? Or, most people, they think of blacks in photography, they think of like Gordon Parks, just like their go-to person. There's a lot of black photographers out there. Did you have any?
I do.
Okay.
And that's what I was going to say. Everybody thinks of Gordon Parks, and he's actually like a filmmaker and photographer. So a lot of people associate him with just photography, but he did film too. He was like one of the first African Americans to write and produce a film and all of that good stuff.
I didn't even know. Okay, you just okay. Now you see. Now I'm getting schooled.
Yep. So he's phenomenal. I think that he did a lot for African Americans in the photography industry and arena.
Okay.
But there's if we're talking about like where I am now with portraiture, I do want to talk about P.H. Polk. And so he was back in the 1930s. He went to Tuskegee and studied photography there, but couldn't continue on to higher education in photography because he was black. And so what did he do? He opened his own studio.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
So
You gotta
I'm
do that.
not saying, but I'm just saying.
No, that's how you got to do. When they don't open the door, you create your own
Right,
door.
exactly. And
Or kick in the door.
Or
waving
kick in the
4-4.
door, waving the 4-4. But I feel like there is a parallel to our stories in some way
right.
where, he wasn't able to continue on. He opened his own studio. They stopped me in this position that I was in, so I opened my own studio. We both do contemporary portraiture. There is, so if anyone ever has the moment, you can Google one of his most famous works, which is titled "The Boss."
Ah.
Yep. So
Okay.
it's of a black woman. And it's from 1932. And if you don't mind,
No, please, no. This, I'm.
I want to share the quote actually that he has about this portrait in particular that I think will resonate.
Okay.
Especially, I wish I had the image to showcase, but if you do get a chance, just Google P.H. Polk, P-O-L-K, and or the image title is The Boss. So just pull that up really quickly. But his quote about this image says, "To be portrayed in her own matter-of-factness, confident, hard-working, adventuresome, assertive, and stern. The pose at an angle and her expression, authoritative and firm, are not the result of my usual tactics to encourage a response. She wears her own clothes. She is not cloaked in victimization. She is not pitiful. Therefore, she is not portrayed in pitiful surroundings. She is not helpless, and she is not cute. Instead, she projects notions of independence and is powerful in appearance and is, by title, the boss."
Wow. Deep, hard hitting. Seriously.
Boom.
Wow.
Okay. She is the boss.
I hope. And you are the boss of RDionefoto. I love it. And you said that was P.H. Polk, and he went to Tuskegee?
Yep, he went to Tuskegee in Alabama.
Wow. My mom graduated from Tuskegee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got deep roots in the South. Yeah. Okay. Nice. So let me ask you this question, too, because I talked about my experience with you. We've been flashing some of your great masterpieces that you've done with. Look at that.
Beautiful. She's actually a princess.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, so you got some real connections. He has his own money. She has her own money. Let me ask this question. Walk us through. Everybody's looking. We're 50 states and other countries. Walk us through your creative process and approach when it comes to a photo shoot.
Okay. So it starts from the initial contact. So I need to figure out, what are you using these images for? Are you coming to me because you want a portrait of yourself and you just want to have a beautiful piece of art for yourself? Or are you looking to use the image, let's say, for a marketing piece, or you starting your own business and you need images for that are more like a lifestyle shoot for your website? So I really need to understand what your vision is for the images. Once I figure that out, then I begin to kind of just I look at magazines, I go online and look at different images to just kind of get my creative juices flowing. What I always say to my clients, especially those that come and say, "I saw this picture on Pinterest and it's just like this. Can you do this for me?" I tell them, I'm not going to recreate somebody else's work, but
I'm going to take it a step further.
But I can create something with this in mind and create something special for you that other people are going to say, "Hey, I saw this picture on Facebook." So, so I really try to create my own work. But there's inspiration that comes from everywhere. So so once I understand where you're coming from, what you desire for that, if it is a studio session, then we'll get my backgrounds ready. We'll get the studio ready for your arrival. I have a makeup artist that I work with.
Nice.
Her name is Erin Teagle.
All right.
And she's fabulous. She actually did my face today. So if you're like, woo! So
Good job.
Thank you. So she is amazing. So she'll come in. She'll sit in her chair for about an hour, and then as you're getting your makeup done, I'm going through your wardrobe that you brought. So I have a wardrobe rack. We put everything up there. I view everything. And you bring in, I say, at least 5 outfits. So, this is your portrait session. We are doing this for you. So I go through. I do like to ask that clients bring in at least one black outfit, because as you saw in some of the scrolling, I really love that black on black. And
without the crying.
Right.
right. I'm joking. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I think that was wrong. I should have did that.
So, no crime.
And the shooting.
Right.
The
Well, yeah. So, I'll map out your shoot from the wardrobe that you bring.
Okay.
And, I always tell my clients, be as fancy or as casual as you want to be. And people have brought in, things from a white T-shirt and jeans to a all fur vest.
Wow.
And this particular client, I think her image is in there, but she brought jeans and like a white turtleneck to go under the fur vest. And I said, why don't we just do the fur vest and nothing else? And I hope it's in there, but you'll see there it is.
Okay.
So she had originally wanted a turtleneck and everything, so we just did the fur vest, her statement necklace.
Right.
So I designed that.
I like the contrast
that
too.
for her, yeah. That white on, it's almost like a white on white, but the pink kind of fades down into a white there. But yeah, so I do like what you said that feeling that you felt when we were doing your session, like surgical and
methodical and meticulous.
Yeah. So that's my goal, is to be very thoughtful in all of the images and all of the poses that we do. So I want to use your time to the best of my ability and utilize my time to the best of my ability and create an image, because that's what you're doing. You're not taking a picture. You're creating an image here, that you're going to love and cherish, and that is going to present you in the best light.
Right.
So I get so many women that come to me, I can't take pictures, I look horrible, in photographs. And I say, if you just come to my studio and trust me, I will direct you in a way that will highlight everything that's good about you. So, and I think that, that sometimes doesn't come across in a lot of photography, because it's just about getting the shot. But you really want to create the image.
That's right.
So that's my creative process. So, sorry, kind of got off track a little bit.
So you're artistic. So you just, it's just not like a math equation. It's, so many different juices. Yeah.
Thanks for understanding. So once the session is completed, then there is a whole nother part of the process that clients don't see, and that's the post process.
Gotcha.
So I fully finish every image that you will see. You'll not see like any unedited versions. That is a part of my service to you. So during that post process, that's when I'm looking at, okay, if this was a black on black, how can I take this image to the next level? And there's actually an image, I don't know if I think it's like number 4 in the scroll, if they're able to scroll through again.
I don't know if my pass.
Keep going through the
photo timeline.
Maybe it's
if
9.
You can, right?
Yeah, just keep going. That's
I like
another
that photo too.
It's coming up.
I like all these photos. That's
Yeah.
This was so crazy.
Thank you. So, so if it's a black on black like this, I'm looking for, okay, how can I take it? Keep going to the next level. I'll tell you when to stop if you don't mind.
I know that.
Oh, you know that. Well, we'll find it at some point. But what can I do in post to really bring out the image? And that's where I'm moving towards in 2016. I see myself creating a lot of works of art. Not saying that this isn't art, but you'll see once we get to that image that it's like almost a painting, you know? And so what can I do in that post process to really just take it to the next level of the image? So
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I think it's almost like a beautician or a barber. You know, oftentimes people, they come in, hair's all crazy and stuff like that. And people may look in the mirror and be like, man, you know, I'm not looking my best. And then they go to the barber, and the barber knows, like, you may tell them what they want. You may tell them what you want and how you may want your hair cut or, you know, done. But they know exactly how to, you know, hit those edges.
Here it is. That's it right there.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Is that
Yes.
is that a photo or a painting?
Yes.
She called it mahogany, and I just.
She's beautiful too.
She is. She's a dancer, and so photographing her was she was the first dancer that I've ever really photographed, and it was a different experience. It was every move was like it was a pose, you know, like every turn.
She was
like,
just like,
wait, I'm not ready. You know, like, oh, I'm over here like salivating because it's just so much that she's giving me.
Just voguing on you.
Yeah. And so it's a different experience. I really enjoyed that session.
So, man, you know, yeah. So we got to get
on track.
Because no, we on track. You know, different questions and answers are segueing into different things. So what I want to say now that you told me about that experience with that particular photo shoot with that beautiful dancer, describe to us the feeling you get when you see your client's satisfaction.
So I get like this welling up in my throat, like, you know, butterflies in my stomach. You know, that's the extra payment that clients give me when they send me a text or when they call me and they're in tears, like, oh my God, I never knew. Like, I knew I photographed my aunt. She's like, I knew I was pretty, okay looking, you know, but I didn't realize that I was beautiful. Right. And I'm like,
gorgeous, right?
What? Heck yeah. You know?
Yeah.
So to be able to show women themselves and allow them to see something within themselves that they may not have seen before, that's it. It's a gift to me, you know.
It evokes the Holy Ghost in you.
Well, it's a really inspiring feeling to know that you're able to give that to someone.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I say women because they're like, and especially for the African American community, women are the cornerstone of our community. And so if you're, you know, trying to figure out a way to better, you know, the community, it starts
with empowering and uplifting the woman, the black womb, the sacredness of the womb, and recognizing it. Yeah. Awesome. All right. I want to ask you this question. So now that you have become more competent, more comfortable, more proficient in photography, tell us a little bit, what do you think are some mistakes or growth lessons that you've learned in your journey as a photographer?
There's a lot of growth that has happened over the years, and mistakes. I will say that there's a few that I'll probably talk about. So one is not believing in myself and my ability to do and be on the level that I am now, and even go further than where I am now. So just not believing in myself, self-doubt, or seeing what everyone else is producing, and being at the beginning stage, and it seems like you're never going to get there. So that was an early on mistake. It actually was something that had me put up my camera for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So there was a good, I would say, 10 months that I didn't shoot very early on, because I just didn't think that I was ever going to be good enough.
Wow.
So that's one mistake. Could you imagine?
No, that's serious.
If I would have stayed in that space.
And that happens to a lot of people.
It does.
That's good that you're actually saying this, because I think that right there is going to motivate a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
Trust and believe that you're given a passion and a desire for a reason, and you have everything already inside of you in order to accomplish that dream, goal, or fulfill that passion.
Right.
It's just a matter of you deciding to put in the work that you're going to need to do in order to take it to the next level, because nothing is nobody's going to want it more than you. Nobody's going to do it for you.
Right.
So you have to be able to really put forth the effort. So that was one mistake. Another early mistake was treating it as this is just something that I do on the side, and not trusting that it could ever lead to something that could replace an income. So those clients that I told you about that were my clients from the beginning, there was 2 twins that asked me all the time, Rhonisha, baby.
That's what they say? Okay.
When are you going to do this full time? So when are you going to start doing this? When is this going to be your thing? And I'm just like, what?
So they saw it inside of you before you saw it in yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
They pushed you into greatness.
They did. They believed that I could get to this level, and I'm sure they believe that I can go even further, which is really nice to have that support system cheering you on. But that was the mistake, not seeing it for what it is and what it could be. What it can become if you put in the effort to make it what you want it to be.
Gotcha.
And I think that is a mistake a lot of times, unfortunately, in our community, where everything is like a hustle,
Right.
But you have to take it to the next level if you want that next level payout or benefit or reaping. So you have to plant those seeds on that level.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying. So that was a mistake. Another mistake would be not staying too much within photography within a box. So we talked about maybe the corporate America box that I was in, but then even within my own craft, being stuck in a box where this is how I started out, and being comfortable there, and not pushing myself to try and figure out something new and different.
Let's put a pin right there.
Okay.
We have 9 minutes left, and being that you said that, no, we're really going to milk it for what it is. Okay. Being that you said that, being stuck in that photography box and spreading out, right? So, I would say almost as if planting a seed in the soil, the plant or the tree grows. Even though the plant grew up in that one section, it has spores and it pollinates into various, geographical locales, the wind and take it there and everywhere. Do you see yourself, because right now you're in contemporary portraiture, do you see yourself later on the line evolving and transforming into a different genre of photography, maybe photography journalistic photography, something that's more bucolic in nature, like capturing nature and stuff like that?
Not right now. I
Okay.
don't see that transition happening. I would see that more so in like my own personal projects that I will take on. But you know, I am
So
where I am.
you're in your lane.
Yeah, I think I am in my lane.
So, your face twitched a little bit. I put those.
Right,
You
because
saw
those are not my images. I don't want anyone to misconstrue.
I picked those photos myself.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to you, because I wanted people to see the power of photography, the significance. Because what you saw just in those little flashes,
Yeah.
you see historical. That is the Congo. These are the clans in 1925 in Washington, D.C. The Ku Klux Klan actually marched. Black Egyptians, bucolic nature, the Holocaust. These are the Olmec heads.
Yeah.
You see the march, you see the pyramids, you see the Sphinx. That's Tiananmen Square. You see Egyptians. So photography can be used in a myriad and a plethora of documentation of life and circumstances. And it's just, photography is so intricate and complex and can be used. Photography can incriminate a person or vindicate a person in a court of law. So that's why I kind of threw that curveball into it.
Absolutely.
So we did that. Now I want to ask you another question too, because people are watching, they have children. Let me ask you this question. Now that you're a grown woman, you're the boss and established. If you had a chance to talk to 16-year-old Rhonisha Franklin, what would you tell her?
Well, I would say Nisha. Because that's how people knew me growing up. It was Nisha. It's my nickname. I would say, the world needs you to be your authentic self. And you should live life to the fullest, unapologetically. Never apologize for being ambitious. Never apologize for being smart. Never apologize for being creative. Never apologizing for deciding to change your mind about anything. Never apologize for being beautiful. Never apologize for being sexy. Never apologize for being the woman that you are created and destined to be, because the world needs you to be that, and the world would miss out on so much if you are not true to yourself. And
now, I had the pleasure to meet your significant other, and I hope he's paying attention to the amount of what she does not apologize. But no, I had to give him a little shout out. I would say his name, but I don't know if that's okay with you guys.
oh my gosh.
But ladies and gentlemen, he's looking at me right now. But so we have 4 minutes left. Real quick, I want to make sure that everybody knows how to reach you. What is your contact info, your social media, your website, and just go over your services that you provide with RDionefoto.
Sure. So my website is www.rdionefoto.com. That's www.rdionefoto.com.
Right.
My Instagram handle, follow me on Instagram, is at @rdione, at RDIONE. Twitter is at Miss Ardione, MSRDIONE, and then Facebook is RDionefoto. You can email me if you're interested in a session, Ardione at @rdionefoto with an F, .com, but you can also get to a contact page on my website as well. The services that I provide are portrait sessions. There's a variety of collections that you can choose from. I also do weddings, so if you are interested, and then some events, but I'm very selective about the weddings and events that I do,
Right.
because my primary focus is within contemporary portraiture, but contemporary portraiture translates very nicely into weddings, which is why I still work in that area, but I'm very selective. So.
Okay. All right. No, listen, you reserve the right to.
Yep.
Man, this is good. We've pretty much hit a good amount of topics.
I did.
Yeah.
I did bring a sample of what you would get from a portrait session.
Yeah,
so
please go ahead.
For me, in the digital age, prints are very, very, few and far between. So I believe in prints. Print your pics, because it is a different feeling when you open it up and you have this physical thing that you can hold and touch. So you get a black leather bound folio box that comes like this, and you can lay this on your coffee table, on a bookshelf, but it comes in the mail. And this is actually one of my clients, and I was inspired by like the Elizabethan area where they had the wax imprint and everything.
Right. With
so
stamp seal.
You'll see like my logo is on this wax seal, thank you card, but inside of it, this is where you'll get your prints, and they come foam mounted.
Oh wow.
In an 8x10 there.
And that was the same lady.
Yep. This is Crystal. She's the dancer.
Wow.
So you'll get your prints based on how many that you ordered. They'll all come in here, and you can look through them. I like this. This reminds me of like Lauryn Hill a little bit.
Yeah.
But very, she's it's like contemplating life and stuff. So a little bit more fun image there. But you can see that you go through like a full couple of hours with me, and we have like a nice time together in a session. But you get to choose, make your selection from your online gallery. Oh, here we go.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway,
good
so
coffee
that's the
table
product.
conversation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. So you can either put them in a frame or, keep them in the box however you want them. That's the product you get. And digitals. So.
And digital. All right. Well, Miss Rhonisha Franklin, thank you so much. We're at Bar Talk with Doc Swagg, Samori Swaggart. We're in D.C. This was very informative and positive. I think a lot of people that want to go and start their own business will have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Did you?
When you come to have a photography session with RDionefoto, I want people to understand that they're going to be working with a professional that provides a professional experience, professional session, a professional product. It's not just coming to take pictures. You are getting something that's going to last a lifetime.
But I just brought some options. I don't have to wear these glasses.
I want them to walk into my home studio and feel that they are in a safe place where they can be as beautiful as they want to be. They can be as sexy as they want to be. They can be as sensual. They can be as whatever feeling they want to portray in the portraits. I want them to feel like this is a safe space. I feel like I give my clients something different. I feel like I give them a piece of their soul, a piece of who they are. A lot of times I see women see themselves for the first time as the beautiful person that they are, or providing that daughter with a portrait of her mother that she can pass down to her grandchildren. When you're able to touch and feel your portrait, to hang it on the wall or to tuck it away in some place safe and special just for you, and pull it out whenever you want to. It's different than just providing someone pictures on a disc. I'm providing you memories and treasures that you and your family members will love for forever.